Flat Earth 101. Okay, let's talk about this so-called Big Bang Theory. Perhaps the Big Bang did occur after all. I mean, there is a great possibility that when Lucifer and his angels were cast out of heaven, they crashed onto Earth and created this Big Bang. I don't believe that the conversation that we're going to be having today is so far-fetched. I mean, everything else is theory according to everybody, okay? Let's try to find the facts here. I mean, there's a great possibility, right, that since we've been 100% lied to and the opposite is true, then we have to look at the opposite of everything here, okay? Which means the opposite has to be true. So if you have heads and they've been telling you this coin's heads on both sides and it's been heads all along, then we're going to have to try to go to the opposite side of the coin and look for the tails, right? And that's how we're going to find our truth. Now we're going to go to the beginning, where it all began in the Garden of Eden. All of a sudden, there's Adam and there's Eve, okay? Apparently, okay, Adam came first, which is a male. Obviously, this has been considered a male's world. It's always about his story, okay? Where does her story come in? It's always his story, right? So now we're going to talk about this rib deal, okay? Apparently Adam was put to sleep and our creator apparently did some kind of surgery and pulled out a rib and made a woman. This is ridiculous, people. We don't come from a rib of a man, okay? The man comes from the womb of a woman. It's basic. I mean, all we have to do is go back to the basics here and realize that this has all been a lie, okay? And apparently Abel, he was AB negative blood, and Cain was 0. Okay, apparently Abel came from man and woman, and Cain was what? Probably cloned. Okay, who's to say this isn't all fact? Okay, I can understand that we have just been so lied to and so deceived in every way of the word. Just like the Bible, when it was written. We don't know when the Bible's been written. They could tell us anything and we'd believe it. Because if we only live 100 years, how much can we really know? I mean, they've been distorting everything so long that we don't even know what the truth is. But I could tell you what the truth isn't. The truth isn't 100% of everything that we've been told. When everything, in fact, has been nothing but a lie. And we're silly to believe that at any point they are going to be telling us the truth about anything. So let's just forget about any book that's been written, because obviously the majority of anything that we've been told is fictional. Okay, and let's go back to our spiritual beginning, where it all began. Okay, we came from the womb of a woman. Okay, this is not just a man's world, okay, as we've been told. Now here's something to really think about. Okay, we're talking about Noah's Ark, correct? Noah was a builder, okay? Aren't masons also builders? Okay, and then we're talking about Jesus was a male, and apparently he was a carpenter. Doesn't that make him a builder? Wouldn't that make him a mason just the same as Noah and all the rest of the masons in the world? Now we're going to have a discussion about Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Okay, apparently Mary Magdalene, the woman always has to look bad. Apparently she was a prostitute, and perhaps maybe she was our creator that came down and was sacrificed for us. Maybe it wasn't even Jesus. Have we ever thought about that? Now let's have a discussion about Moses. Okay, apparently he separated the waters and did all this stuff, right? But when you go back to the Catholic Church and the statue of Moses, you'll find that the statue of Moses has actual horns coming out of his head, like a demon. Now, if Moses has horns coming out of his head, wouldn't that make him a demon? Let's think about that one for a moment. Now, we have to have a discussion about the bloodlines, okay? Obviously, there's 2 bloodlines in this world, okay? There's Cain's bloodline and there's Abel's bloodline, okay? And we know that one is good and one is bad. So where do we go from here? Now let's talk about the Komodo dragon, okay? Apparently in the Bible it talks about dragons. It doesn't say anything about dinosaurs, but you have these people who want to come out and say that the dragons represent dinosaurs. I don't believe in dinosaurs. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in anything. I believe that there's two things in this world right here, right now, and that's good and evil. Now let's talk about the earth. Apparently we live on this globe on the outside of it, right? I mean, how bizarre is that? When in fact we live in an enclosed fixture, okay? So if we were conceived from the womb of a woman, would it be so far-fetched to believe that the earth is an actual womb? That we're living in the womb of the Creator? Maybe the Creator is female, when in fact we've been lied to about everything being male. Once again, it all comes back to the female aspect. So if we're enclosed in the womb of a woman, wouldn't that make more sense to say that we are being protected, and that the outer layer is the placenta of the woman, which is called the firmament? Perhaps it's not so far-fetched. Now back to the beginning of time. Okay, you have Abel, and then you have Cain. If Cain was cloned, I mean, obviously cloning has been there since the very beginning of all this. And perhaps those in control are all clones. That can't be too far-fetched. It's obvious something's going on here. I mean, all we have to do is open our eyes and realize that the majority of these so-called individuals that we've been listening to all this many years, perhaps they're clones. We don't know that, correct? But something ain't right. That much we do know. I know this much. Since the day I've been born, we've been living in a police state. Anytime that you have police, it's got to be a police state. It's police everywhere in every state. So haven't we been living in a police state since the very day of conception? I mean, think about that one. And here's something else to think about. Let's talk about the pyramids. Oh, it's so hard to figure out who could have built the pyramids. Oh my. I think probably the Masons built everything, perhaps. I mean, Masons have been around for a long time, and if this is Cain's bloodline and they're clones, I mean, it can't be too far-fetched that perhaps maybe the clones built the pyramids. I mean, hello. It's a wake-up call, people. It's time to wake up to reality and stop believing the lies. Okay, now let's have a discussion about holidays. We know that every holiday and everything that's ever been presented to us is pagan, okay? When we celebrate these things, we're celebrating paganism, okay? And then you have all these people on the truth movement who claim to have all this truth, but yet they're still celebrating these pagan holidays. I mean, they still love their trees, and they like to represent their pyramid to everybody and make it look so holy and holiday-ish. I mean, this is silly, people. You know, this is a trap for the mind. Wake up.